without knowing and realizing how much Dr. Carver meant to me and to my family. I met Dr. Carver when I was 10 years old, and we went to Georgia State College, where I lived in Savannah, and we giggled and giggled, and the lady told us she was going to send us out because of the voice that he had. And we expected him to have a more manly voice. Later on, I came to Tuskegee. And when I came to Tuskegee, I found out that Dr. Carver was one of the teachers that was there. And we looked at him, in fact, I looked at him as just being another instructor. But I was asked once to be one of the persons who was to be in the restaurant. And I was asked by one of the teachers there to please have a place that I could help in some way when somebody was out. And I had this tray on my hand, like the rest of the folk, and turned the tray over on a lady's head. And Dr. Carver, who was one of the teachers in the teacher's dining room, said to me, "Now, little lady, don't ever put both of your eggs in one basket, or you will lose the eggs, and then you won't even have a basket." So that made me feel that having all of these things that I had to serve the lady was impressive upon me. Then he became one of our assistants in teaching, and we thought that he didn't know what he was talking about. And one day, as we were going down the street, and he was showing us the different leaves, the different plants and whatnot, and he said, "This is this and this is that." And we said, he doesn't know what he's talking about, so we were going to stump him. And we looked at one of the flowers. "Dr. Carver, what is this flower?" And then he began to tell us not about the flowers. He told us the history. And this is a primrose. And we never thought about it, and we were humiliated. But later on, I graduated and became one of the agents of the United States Department of Agriculture. My husband happened to be one of the men who was very close to Dr. Carver. When we got ready to have our farmers' conference, we asked Dr. Carver to come to the farmers' conference, and he gave us some details and came to the house. In fact, we brought him to the house, and he spent the weekend there at Selma, Alabama, known as 1315, and I feel very badly because it's not in good condition. 1315 Lapsley Street. He spent the night in that house, but he wanted to go somewhere where there were crops. And we very much enjoyed it. But we said to my husband said to him, "My wife is expecting a child, and in the event it is a son, will you be his godfather?" And he said, "Yes, he will." So it happened to be a son. And this son is now in Selma, Alabama, and his case was a case where the United States Supreme Court did away with interstate travel. But that's here and up there. But the thing about it is he gave it to his daughter, who is one of the outstanding malls in the state of Alabama. But what the beautiful thing about it was, he wrote us letters back and forth, and we asked him, when my son was sick, what can we do? And he said, I'll tell you, if you go do according to the way I say, he will not have any illness again that is over his heart cough. And he said, get some red onions, peel the red onions, then slice it very, very thinly. Take this onion and put a layer of it in a jar. Then put some sugar in it. Another layer and some sugar. Another layer until you use all of the onions. Then close it up very tightly and let it stay overnight. Give him a teaspoonful 3 times a day. And he had no cough from then on until he was grown. I want to say this. Nobody knows how close he has been to us that is living now. And I want to say, in extension work, one of the first things that we have as microwave oven is what Dr. Carver made, and we call it a fireless cooker. And I'm quite sure if you know some of the things that he had done to many, many people, you will find that the basic of it was what Dr. Carver did.